Bluetooth to VDS, or do you have an example in mind that you want to use?
Yeah, we were trying to do DMS to sign over.
Okay. Which one's going to be the many and which one's going to be the one? As in, many assets can be assigned to one DMS, or one DMS can be assigned to many DMSs can be assigned to one overhead sign. Many DMSs can go to one sign.
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, the many would be DMS, right? So you can have 5 DMSs that point to one sign, but one sign can have many DMSs, right? DMS, one sign. A sign can have many DMSs, right? Okay. So inside DMS, we're going to create a lookup field that looks up to a sign. So I can say create, and I'll say field. We'll grab the lookup. And now I can make this, you said it's overhead sign?
Or just sign.
Just sign.
Sign structure.
Okay. I'll just put sign structure in there as the field name. We can certainly go back and change that whenever we want. In the lookup, it's going to go to, mouse to cooperate, is going to be sign. So do you have a separate, there's sign structures?
Yep.
Okay. Select the record set and say done. So now what I just did is I created a lookup inside DMS that looks up to sign structures. So every DMS has a lookup field now that you'll be able to pick which sign structure it would technically belong to. So now what I can do is I have to click on DMS again, and I can actually create a relationship. The reason relationship now shows is because there's a lookup to a different record set inside of it, right? So now that there's that lookup there, I can say, hey, go create a relationship with sign structures, because he has the lookup field inside of him.
So we could do this from sign structures to bridges too.
And then this is where you get to choose container versus linked. So it's the same step process up until here. And then you can see you have 2 options. You just have your linked relationships, or you have your container component. So with linked, you just say, yep, I want link, and then we're going to say finish and save. But if I say container component, I have to then choose what type of OCI weight it has and everything with it. Yes. Yep. No problem. Let me go ahead and say finish and save here. No problem. So we'll say finish and save. What right now this is doing is actually creating the relationship. So we won't actually see anything different underneath the DMS record set. There's not going to be anything there that changes. We already created the lookup field. What it did do, though, if I scroll down to sign structures, come on, mouse, is that now there's a DMS child record set underneath him. So now it actually created this child record set for DMS because that's the many, right? He can have many DMSs underneath him. So that's where that's now put at play. The big thing is always figuring out who's the one and who's the many, right? That's the kind of the initial thing. You asked about how to change the weight. Do you have a asset where you want to change the weight on? Okay, let's try to look. Facility sites. Ground sites. Come on. No, it doesn't. Okay, so we have a couple here. Facility sites, then you can see a child record set of like tunnels. So tunnels is probably an asset that you guys have, right? If I scroll down, you can see at the bottom of tunnels it actually has the relationship to facility sites inside of it. So it's actually a description there. And at the very bottom, it might be kind of hard to see, it actually shows the OCI weight. So you can actually hit edit on this guy, and then you can come in here and you can make him a linked if you don't want it to be a container component, or you can alter the weight. You won't see the effect of the weight until probably the night when the recalculator kicks off, right? The asset recalculator kicks off to change all the estimated OCIs and things. Every night it should kick off, yep. Maybe not for test environments. Test environments might be like one. Yeah, test environments might be once a week, but. Oh, no. Estimated OCIs will, by default, change every single night. We have a tool that kicks off, If you want the estimated OCI to change for a specific asset, you can touch it, right? So if you want to see how it works, you can go in and create a task for it, or you have to touch it in some way, shape, or form. You kind of have to poke it with a stick in order to get the estimated OCI to change.
Yeah, we did a lot.
Yeah. Reason being is if you did a bunch of asset condition manager work or structure manager work, and you're expecting your entire system's OCI to change, that's going to cause a lot of memory pressure, right? Especially with how many assets you have. So you're probably going to see a lot of down speed, right? So that's why we do it every night, probably at I think yours is probably at 1 a.m. or something along those lines, where no one's in the system. It spins through every single one of your assets and it recalculates its estimated OCI. But if you want to do this for one asset, you just kind of have to go poke at it. Go create a dummy task on it or do something along those lines, and then it'll actually go out and change it for you. And we can talk more about that inside. We have a talk about Asset Condition Manager too that'll kind of help sum all that up too. Any other questions?
Touched a lot on libraries. Maybe it's a matter of go through an example of populating it real quick.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and publish this real quick to make sure we don't leave anything hanging.